11:15 a.m. Lindsey Vonn has only 2 races remaining on her aching knees. The women's all-time leader in World Cup wins announced Friday that she will retire from ski racing after this month's World Championships in Sweden. The 34-year-old Vonn had been planning to retire in December of this year but changed her plans because of persistent pain in both of her knees, which she fully realized after failing to finish a race in Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy, last month. "It's been an emotional 2 weeks, making the hardest decision of my life, but I have accepted that I cannot continue ski racing," Vonn wrote on Instagram. "I will compete at the World Championships in downhill and SG, Super G, next week in Sweden, and they will be the final races of my career." View this post on Instagram. "It's been an emotional 2 weeks, making the hardest decision of my life, but I have accepted that I cannot continue ski racing. I will compete at the World Championships in downhill and SG next week in Sweden, and they will be the final races of my career. I have always pushed the limits of ski racing and it has allowed me to have amazing success but also dramatic crashes. I have never wanted the storyline of my career to be about injuries, and because of that I decided not to tell anyone that I underwent surgery this past spring. A large portion of cartilage that had delaminated from my bone was removed. My crash in Lake Louise last year was much more painful than I let on, but I continued to race because I wanted to win a medal in the Olympics for my late grandfather. Again, I rehabbed my way back this summer and I felt better than I had in a long time. Then I crashed in Copper this November and injured my left knee, tearing my LCL plus sustaining 3 fractures. Despite extensive therapy, training and a knee brace, I am not able to make the turns necessary to compete the way I know I can. My body is broken beyond repair and it isn't letting me have the final season 1 dream div. My body is screaming at me to stop and it's time for me to listen. Honestly, retiring isn't what upsets me. Retiring without reaching my goal is what will stay with me forever. However, I can look back at 82 World Cup wins, 20 World Cup titles, 3 Olympic medals, 7 World Championship medals and say that I have accomplished something that no other woman in history has ever done, and that is something that I will be proud of forever. I always say, never give up, so to all of the kids out there, to my fans who have sent me messages of encouragement to keep going, I need to tell you that I'm not giving up. I'm just starting a new chapter. Don't lose faith in your dreams, keep fighting for what you love, and if you always give everything you have you'll be happy no matter what the outcome. Thank you for the amazing years, for always supporting me, and for making my job so fun. Can't wait to see some of you in the finish line where I will give it my all one last time. Love always, Lindsey." A post shared by Lindsey Vonn @Lindsey Vonn on February 1, 2019 at 7:22 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The World's Open with the Women's Super G on Tuesday. The women's downhill is scheduled for February 10. Vonn's right knee is permanently damaged from previous crashes. The American has also torn ACLs, suffered fractures near her left knee, broken her ankle, sliced her right thumb, had a concussion and more. She's limited now to about 3 runs per day, and her aching body can't handle the workload of other skiers. "My body is broken beyond repair and it isn't letting me have the final season 1 dream div," Vonn wrote. "My body is screaming at me to stop and it's time for me to listen." Retiring in Sweden brings Vonn full circle. She won the first 2 major championship medals of her career, 2 silvers, at the 2007 Worlds in the Swedish resort of Vonn has also won 7 World Cup races in including 2 giant slaloms, and has 12 podiums overall. At last season's World Cup finals in Vonn won the downhill and finished 3rd in the Super G. However, with 82 World Cup wins, Vonn will not be able to match the overall record of 86 held by Swedish great Ingemar Stenmark. Honestly, retiring isn't what upsets me. Retiring without reaching my goal is what will stay with me forever, Vonn wrote. However, I can look back at 82 World Cup wins, 20 World Cup titles, 3 Olympic medals, 7 World Championship medals and say that I have accomplished something that no other woman in history has ever done, and that is something that I will be proud of forever. To help make this website better, to improve and personalize your experience, and for advertising purposes, are you happy to accept cookies and other technologies? More info here. Cookie choices.